Broads Media.
How about it, baby? How about it? Never in doubt. All right. So your Phillies are NL East champions. We're going to talk about it all. First, hello. If you are new to Broads Media and you are interested in talking Philly sports every day, there's one thing for you to do for more. That, of course, is hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the thumbs up button. That will help out tremendously. And if you want to take me on the road with you, so I'm in the passenger seat of your vehicle, which is always a beautiful thing, you can search Sports Talk with Broads on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on any podcasting platform. And if you leave a 5-star rating and a review there, it will be so appreciated. And lastly, if you want more Broads Media content than just the traditional stuff we upload daily, you can join the memberships for $4.99 a month on YouTube, and you get access to not only our Discord channel, where we have a 24/7 chat room with all the members nonstop, but you also get access to Coffee with Broads live streams twice a week, where we kick back, we have our coffee. That's 8 times a month. All the information is down below in the description. You don't want to miss it. I'll shut up now and enjoy the show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. We have an NL East champion here in town. It's crazy. We all saw the famous viral video going around town with the man on the news saying, I got married, I got divorced, I got 2 kids, and that's how long it's been since the last time we finally saw the Phillies at the top of the division. And my wife and I were cracking up when we saw that clip, and we were reflecting ourselves. We were in high school just getting started dating when they won in 2011. The last time the NL East champion had Philadelphia Phillies next to the name. It's crazy. From that point in 2011, we graduated high school together. I went out and played 3 years of junior hockey, graduated college, bought a home, got married, had a child, and that child is now almost 10 months old. And finally, we get back to where we belong. It's been a hell of a journey, people. And while there's so much that still needs to be done for this to really have the promising finish that we want, it is okay to embrace the now. It is okay to watch them jump up and down in the clubhouse, celebrating Garrett Stubbs, the music. Guys are all happy and wearing the goggles and the champagne's flying. And, you know, Estevez on the bump doing the celebration to beat the Cubs after Schwarber hits a nuke, after JT got the party started. And for them to do it at home, while I wish they performed better against the New York Mets in that 4-game set, losing 3 isn't necessarily my favorite thing in the world. To do it at CBP, knowing what's about to happen, okay, because Red October, it's about to explode. One very smart man once said, Red October, bend him over. And we are about to get that again. Sometimes I think we forget, and this is no knock on anybody, but it's just because time. We hear awesome moments in June, in July, in May, and we all make the same joke. This is what South Philadelphia sounds like, and it's not even October yet. And I know we can all look back in the rearview mirror and remember some of those awesome moments at Xfinity Live after a big-time win. Some of the players come over and show their faces and all. But my point is, when you get it again, and it's the NLDS, it's at home, the broadcast, the national feed is looking overhead of CBP, and then they start to pan through the fans, and the Red Rolling Towns are rocking, and the place is going nuts, it's almost like, oh, yeah, that's right. We forget, but we don't forget, right? I mean, I don't want to make it seem like we forget. We know. But getting those first couple of seconds again is like, oh, yeah, we're back, baby. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see Zach Wheeler shove his first strikeout, which is probably going to be the first 3 pitches, because think about everyone standing on their feet, cheering at the top of their lungs. And then he goes 7 2/3, allows 1 earned run. Matt Strahm comes in to clean up that inning. Clean it up as if he needs help actually taking out the trash. Now, not cleaning it up as if there's base runners. It's just, hey, you reached your limit. We're saving you for your next start so you can go do it again. There's a lefty on the in the batter's box, so we'll put a lefty on the mound. Don't worry about it, Zach. Thanks for all your hard work today. Nice handshake, and he's off to the showers. And then the 8th, Hoffman. Oh, no. Sorry, I said 7 2/3, didn't I? Oh, dude. Would I forget the sport? Anyway, you want to listen to Rob Thompson? We can listen to Rob Thompson. This is what Rob Thompson said when asked what Red October means to him.
If you could describe for everybody what Red October means to you here in Philly. It's 4 hours of hell.
4 hours of hell, baby. Don't know why that audio only played out of one side of my ears, but that's okay. You get the point. 4 hours of hell, and you don't know what it's like when you're on the opposing team until you're standing in that dugout. Don't forget that when the World Baseball Classic was happening and there were countries, literally countries, all pulling for their respected squads, you got others in the league comparing what CBP sounded like to an entire country pulling for their team. That is absurd. 1 run comes in thanks to a double. 2 run comes in thanks to a single. The place, it just becomes electric and doesn't stop, let alone what happens if a Schwarber bomb to Mars goes off to left field. Let's put in a little hypothetical of an oppo to start the game, inning 1, pitch 1. Oh! This is what I needed. I've been down in the dumps because of the Eagles. Hell, I've been down in the dumps because of my skate takes. My skate takes, and if you don't know what that is yet, it is a award-winning segment we do on Twitter. You can follow me at Broads81, where I put my rollerblades on. I rollerblade around my neighborhood shirtless, and I give you my picks for the day, betting-wise. And the reason I wanted to start it is because I was red hot. And since I started, I've been ice cold. So I've been angry. And last night, all I needed left on my damn parlay was the Bengals to beat Washington, and it failed. So not only have the Eagles ripped my heart out of my chest already, and it's week 3, I'm now losing money. And there's only one way to get myself feeling great again. And that, of course, is winning money on the Phillies when they are about to embrace this beautiful run in October. Am I worried at all about the bye if we can get some time off? Absolutely not. And I want the bye. Bryce Harper wants the bye too. Guys are dealing with some things. This is coming from the mouth of the superstar. It's been 162 games. We've been battling. We had our ups and downs. We had our ice cold moments. We're here, though. And if we could get a chance to let everybody reset, bring it on. And the reason why I don't have a problem with it, the Houston Astros beat you in the World Series. The Houston Astros had no issue with the bye. Other teams had issues with the bye. Those same teams, though, had issues when there weren't byes. The Atlanta Braves were winning the division prior to the new format. They weren't winning the World Series every year. The Dodgers were winning 100-plus games all the time before this new playoff format. Outside of the COVID year, they've been through, if you go ask their fans, and all this drought has been awful. We've been too good. We've spent too much money. They had issues prior to the new format and bye weeks. So I can't come to the conclusion just because some of these great teams in the regular seasons fail that the reason they're failing is solely because of them having a few days off while other teams are competing and staying in rhythm. There are ways, and granted, I get it, there's no such thing as duplicating or replicating live pitching the way live pitching in playoff baseball is. It's hard, but there are ways to keep you in some way, shape, or form in the moment. And that's on them to figure out. Let me put it to you this way. The alternative, rooting for the alternative, having to play in a 3-game set, asking Nola and Wheeler to pitch more, that's dumb. Because it's not automatic you win that series. The last few years, yeah. The Cardinals series, though, you squeeze out by the skin of your teeth. I don't know how they did it. The Cardinals, ugly, rough loss. You take it, and the Marlins series, kudos to you. But if you can escape that and give Zach time to rejuvenate, Nose time, and speaking of Nose, man, is this guy for real or what? He's now labeled the clincher. That's what he has done. He's the clincher now. Since 2022, Aaron Nola has started 7 games that the Phillies could either clinch a postseason berth or clinch a postseason series or clinch a division title. Nola has posted a 1.62 ERA with 46 strikeouts and 7 walks in those 7 games. And just because of a couple of starts in September, people were ready to pencil in Christopher Sanchez as the next coming of Jesus and way superior to Aaron Nola. It's not the case. Stop disrespecting Aaron Nola. I think it's crazy. Here's his stat lines over the last 3 clinchers. Versus the Cubs, which we just witnessed, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. And he looked gross in some of those at-bats. September 26th in 2023 versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, no walk batters, and that's in a 3-2 win. So they didn't beat up on the Pirates 15-0, and he just had to ho-hum his way through it. No, he had to battle. Pitches into the 7th. And then on October 3rd in 2022 at the Houston Astros, once again, pitched deep, was into the 7th at 6 2/3, allowed only 2 hits, 9 Ks, no earned runs, so shutty, and no walks. And that was in a 3-0 win to clinch the postseason berth. It's crazy. He's 3-0 with the 1.40 ERA in that span with 24 Ks and only 2 walks. It's my guy Nose. Have faith in Nose. All right, what I really wanted to do was play a bunch of clips of the boys and the fellas in the locker room. The problem is there's so much music blaring that I'm afraid there's going to be some version of copyright strikes. So I'm going to have to sit that one out, unfortunately. But we do have a couple of things here. I want to play the TV broadcast of them winning the division. We'll play the radio broadcast of WIP with Scott Fransky. And then we have an awesome video that the Phillies put out this morning with John Kruk to get you ready for the playoffs. So a lot of good stuff. Let's start things off here with the TV broadcast.
The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Castellanos going back. On the edge of the track. Makes the catch. The ball game is over. For the first time in 13 years, the Phillies will celebrate as National League East champions. It's their 12th divisional crown, and they'll mob each other on the mound one more time.
Look at all those hugs, baby. The hugs, the fellas jumping up and down, the crowd going electric. Is that Taiwan Walker I see out there? Think about what they could have done if they actually had a fifth starter. I'm not necessarily sure exactly how many wins they're going to end up with when the season's all said and done. It would suck to have to play in the game after you clinch where everybody's hungover as hell. Nobody's functioning. You know, you're banged up because you had 75 cold ones, if not some tequila and hard liquor too. Probably a bunch of weed, you name it. I mean, you're getting buckled as you should. You deserve it. You earned it. And you got to play on the next day. Oh, I'd be like, Coach, thanks. No shot. No shot. Even if I'm Cody Clemens, even if I'm whatever. No. But seriously, imagine how many wins they could finish with. Maybe 3 or 4 more wins. That could take it from 94 to 98, 95 to 99. If you actually had a reasonable fifth starter. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? Okay, here's the call from WIP.
The pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, deep right center field. On the run, Castellanos, he is there. He's got it. And the Phillies close out the National League East. They are the champions of 2024. They come running out of the dugout and meet at the mound around Carlos Estevez. As for the 12th time in team history, the Phillies have won the National League East. And they've done it for the first time in 13 years.
Wow. That's good stuff, man. It really is. I'm excited. Now, the last week or so, it's been more about just getting it done, right? Secure it, finish it up, wrap it up. And that's why I've been on the quieter end here with the Phils. It's just so hard, especially with what we were dealing with the Eagles as well. It's not that it doesn't matter. We need Ranger, and I don't know what we're going to get from Ranger. And we'll have these discussions probably throughout the week a little bit more, heading into the first NLDS game and whatnot. NLDS when things get started. And we'll get into that type of stuff. It's not that it wasn't important. It's just the mathematics of it. All right, let's go. And they were able to. And, it was more just timing more than anything else. Just please, let's finish it up and let's get the postseason here because it's time to get the party started. I can't wait to see this bullpen in prime time. I feel so good about Strahm. I feel so good about Hoffman. The Estevez thing, it can have a wild roller coaster ride. I'm not necessarily sure if there's many closers out there or late inning guys that doesn't give you some crazy rides. Jose Alvarado is another one and all. And I feel good about the bench. Obviously, the main staples are the main staples, but I'm looking for the outside sources. I'm looking for sort of what makes them deeper than the rest, what makes them better, what can be the separator, because there are a bunch of teams that have high upper echelon talent once you start seeing the NLCS, once you get to the World Series. That's what you're matched up against. So do you have those other layers? And we'll find out exactly who they are. But all season long, we can pick apart wins because of Cody Clemens. We could pick apart wins because of Weston Wilson. We could pick apart wins because of player X, Y, and Z that you don't really rely on a night-to-night basis. But because they have that gene in them. And look, obviously, it's going to come down to, can Bryce do some amazing things again? And will he continue to have that playoff success? And Nick Castellanos, for how he's been, with this prolonged length of time, pretty damn consistent, which is remarkable out of him. You never know when you have to rely on a pinch hit. We talk about Matt Stairs to this day. You never know who the unthinkable hero could be. And I actually feel there are a couple of decent options where if you do have to resort to that, there is a chance. And I don't know if I necessarily felt as strong about it in previous runs compared to this run. Now, ultimately, it won't just be about that. It's just an added layer. I sound a little silly to myself talking about Cody Clemens as we're about to go on this run. But there's truth to it. I'll never forget fourth inning with plenty of men on base with Johan Rojas up in the dish. Although, even Johan Rojas has been able to excel and succeed and do enough when he had chances to, offensively. And then don't even get me started with some of the catches he's making against the Cubs at the wall that he makes look easy as hell when it's not. All right. So, let's move along here to the Phillies video that they posted around 9 a.m. or so, 10 a.m., with the caption, "There's no place like Philadelphia in October," and John Kruk is narrating.
There's no place like Philadelphia in October.
Line drive to right field. He is the hero.
That was a Tuesday in June, though.
High fly ball to deep right field. Score!
It has erupted here at Citizens Bank Park. Listen to this.
That's a weekday in May.
The 0-1 pitch. Right back at him. Fires, and it's a shutout for Suarez.
That's April.
It is gone! Grand slam, Trey Turner!
I mean, it has been like this all season.
And JT hits one again, and the Phillies beat the Mets on a walk-off.
So how's October going to be at the bank this year? That's up to y'all, man. But I have a feeling what it's going to look like. Red October, baby.
Woo-hoo! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! I don't know if you can see this on video, but there are goosebumps and there's hair sticking up. Whoa. 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 I haven't had a rush like that in quite some time. And I'm enjoying this, by the way. I'm enjoying running through all the different audio from last night because you need to appreciate this. You do. You got to live in the now and recognize it's hard to win the division. Granted, I think injuries played a role, and it doesn't mean they couldn't beat the Braves over 162 for the regular season crown if they were healthy, but they lost a lot of bodies. They lost a lot of men. The Mets started off super, super bad, and that clearly dug them in such a hole. While they did have a great finish, and they're a hot team, and they pulled themselves out of that very uncomfortable situation, the hole they dug themselves in early played a role in maybe how many games up the Phillies were by the end of this thing. And remember, the Phillies started out so hot that after the first series against the Braves and the first series against the Cincinnati Reds, which feels like light years ago. My point is, when it happens and you set the goal in spring training, the vision is there, the urgency is there, and then you actually accomplish it for your check mark, you have a big board, right? Hypothetically speaking, there's a big board. I know all the locker rooms I was in growing up, we did some variation of this. Sometimes we had game pucks, and then each time you did what you set your goal out to do, you'd put the game puck on the wall, and it sat there, and you collected the pucks. If we had a road weekend, and we were going to Utica College, and the goal was to come home with 2 pucks, and you get the sweep, you put it on there, right? I think with this Phillies team, there's some variation of winning the division. You want to win the division, you want to you want to win the World Series, whatever. They're going to come up with a bunch of different things throughout the season that are checkpoints and check marks. You set the goal, you accomplish the goal. That is a part of the process to winning. And they haven't been able to do that over the last couple of years. The wild card stuff, that's all cute. One of the biggest problems with this team, though, is Nola and Wheeler. Well, the offense went cold too, but Wheeler and Nola at the back end of these playoff runs Hit walls because, well, they never really had the experience and understanding on what it's like to pitch that deep and then quick turnaround. Your off-season shorter. Your body isn't accustomed to it. And then before you know it, it's spring training again. And it gets very awkward and uncomfortable. The reason I bring that up is if you can remove an entire series from them pitching, that pushes everything back. And now it's one less start, one less toxic 7 innings on your body of high-pressured baseball. And I think that could play a huge role in how they look if they do have to pitch NLCS Game 7 for a chance to a trip to the World Series. Or Game 1 of the World Series could look different because that's one less stressful outing in their body. Every inning, every pitch, it all matters. It's going to be 4 hours of the biggest amount of anxiety ever. It's the best and the worst feeling in the entire world. When you're winning, there's nothing that can beat it. When you're losing and you're down 2-1, there's a man on second and third, there's 2 outs. Brandon Marsh is at the dish. You go, oh no. 0-2 count, fouls it off, works it to 1-2, works it to 2-2, fouls the next one off. Pressure's building, pressure's rising. That anxiety of having to pace in the basement back and forth, standing 2 feet from the TV, it's real. Oh, it's real. All right, here's Topper addressing the team in the clubhouse after the win.
When we entered the playoffs, they said it was very difficult to get here. And to win a division is even more difficult. So congratulations on that. We still got some work to do, though. Okay, we still got some work to do. We want to get that bye. It's very important to us. So I want you guys to party tonight, but be ready to come here and play tomorrow. Now, last thing, I brought John in here. John, come on over here. Remember in spring training, the man said he wants his trophy back. We're going to get it for him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Honestly, I didn't know exactly how I would feel when I started to listen to all this back again this morning with the good old cup of Joe and my little monkey mug here holding the banana. Love this thing. This thing has been through the grind. I think I had this my freshman year of college when I went to Target and just needed a mug for the apartment. And I still got this thing kicking. And I just spilled some all over my shirt. It's a nice yellow Jordan shirt that's now going to have a big coffee stain on it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. We're going to have to wrap this up here so I can clean it off so nothing gets stained. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I don't know exactly how I would have felt to re-listen to all this audio. I got to say, wow. It is hitting me. Okay, it's hitting me. Like I am ready for playoff baseball. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. Seeing the team react to John Middleton that way and pouring champagne on everybody's face and watching the celebrations and hearing just everybody involved and just looking at how they got here and the whole thing, man. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Can't wait. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate the love and support. You guys are the greatest. Go Phils! NL East champs. What a world.